All right, you're witnessing what is psychological torture and what is the defiance of a department full of gang members who are stalking. And they're demon-possessed stalkers. They're gang stalking using a helicopter. So amongst the impossible light activity, all right, sunlight is not so powerful that it's piercing through, shooting horizontally through closed blinds in all manner of direction. It's shooting this direction, and it's also behind the front door. My environment while demons are gang stalking in helicopter. This is the evidence supporting what shall be the disbanding of the Ontario Police Department. Not only engaged in gang stalking, that is, by the way, demons who are currently employed by a law enforcement agency, and they are abusing their positions to maliciously murder, kidnap, and psychologically torture an American citizen. It is the body of evidence, the substance of the evidence of the P.O.C. And this particular department is going to be disbanded. Not only are they gang stalking, it's audible activity, crossing path in a helicopter that they're hovering at low elevation over a senior citizen complex. They're doing so in the engineered light, the impossible light activity, which again, shooting in opposite directions. This is not sunlight. I captured in images, engineered light is shooting through the peephole as well. So shooting horizontally in this direction, shooting in this direction and in this direction. And the fake sun is over this venue, like I captured, by the way, at 8:34 in the morning. It's 2 hours later. It's 10:31 a.m. It's not the sun that's still stationary over me at Woodside Senior Apartments. This is understanding targeting by a corrupt law enforcement agency that is merely acting in plain defiance. They don't like being called on the world stage sex offenders, but that's what they are. They don't like being called gang stalkers and demons, but that's exactly what they are. You literally just witnessed it. You see it in hundreds of videos of what is criminal conduct by a police agency, antithetical to the very purpose, okay? They are protecting and serving their criminal activity and their criminal purposes and serving Satan. They are not protecting and serving the public in the ways in which a police department, a law enforcement agency is. All right, the defilement of the executive branch. This is the evidence that's removing Paul Leon from office. Alan D. Wapner, this demon-possessed gang stalker that's the president over the gang stalking airport, who's doing the exact same thing in the engineered light, hovering over the senior citizen complex and commercial airplanes. Gang stalking with the people of the state, everybody in the apartments who are gang stalking by living at the venue, coming onto the grounds, engaging in landscaping at the venue, where they are engaging in what is light activity, walking in the fake sun, walking under the fake sun, flying over at a higher elevation than the fake sun, by the way. You see the fake sun hovering over the roof of the building. The demons are flying in planes and helicopters at a higher elevation than the fake sun that remains here, by the way, 7 hours later from now. Okay, you saw the fake sun as I aim this camera outside of this patio window at 3:30, 4:30 in the afternoon. This is where the Ontario International Airport is gang stalking right now, like they were at 3 o'clock in the morning, where they are doing so with regard to defiance for what is the absolute removal of the gang stalking airports who are violent sex offenders, literally monitoring genitalia. And they're doing so while moments ago, I published the podcast. I published the video evidence of gang stalking by the Ontario Police. Mike LORENZ, you're talking just like Derek Williams. This is the previous demon that was over the corrupt and thoroughly defiled agency that's been gang stalking for years. This is domestic terrorism. And they're doing so while I'm merely publishing the evidence. I captured the impossible light activity that was highlighted here at the ceiling. You're going to look at the images with regard to understanding the significance of stalking in helicopters and the identification of stalking in helicopters and the absence of any constitutional authority or any constitutionally protected conduct by the state itself that's gang stalking. This is impossible light through closed blinds that's also appearing. And this is a covered patio. There's no light that would ever appear under any circumstances, and it's also not going to appear in what is the shade, okay? This is the same light activity that you see hours from now. We're 3:30, 4:30 in the afternoon. This same light activity remains. It's just concentrated in color, all right? You have impossible light activity that's appearing right here on the floor, shooting horizontally through the windows. This is impossible light activity just manifesting out of nowhere. It's not sunlight, nor is this sunlight. This is the environment where the demons who are the Ontario Police, 2500 Archibald Avenue is going to be removed. It's not going to be a police department. All right. This is crossing path. They're all going to federal prison. It is currently, again, where the elderly are gang stalking. They don't go to sleep, just like the demon in 55 was being documented. That third party never goes to sleep. She was gang stalking last night while the Ontario PD were pacing back and forth in relevant position. And the fake moon is right here, and that's also where you see the fake sun. Okay, and the demons in units 33 through 64 are all going to federal prison with their canes, with their walkers, Okay, the demon in 55 is going to a mental asylum, and this is the government that they're gang stalking with. They're flying at a higher elevation than this fake sun that's still here at 3:30 in the afternoon, in alignment with me. While you see them walking on the sidewalk, their shadows are appearing, moving across the patio window doors. That's the ongoing defiance of the mentally ill, the mentally unstable, demon possessed, who shall be removed from the positions that they hold. Gang stalking as a corrupt police department in the city of Ontario, which is exposing public corruption by the entire government in Ontario, California. You shall again be removed as a demon-possessed, gang-stalking mayor. No, you will not, and neither is Alan D. Wapner, knowing exactly with regard to the millions of dollars wasted by the Ontario International Airport, years of criminal surveillance. Those are demons that are flying commercial planes, the likes of which fly them into buildings, into structures, killing a lot of people. Right now, they're gang-stalking, and that mental instability has no business having access to pilot licenses. These are the things that need to be remedied and addressed with regard to the prosecution of an entirely corrupt state that's gang stalking, engaging in criminal surveillance. This is organized crime that's happening at an an apartment complex of those who are 55 and older, and they are fully engaged in, as you see them living under a fake sun, as they're gang stalking in the same exact manner, regardless of your age, regardless of your origin, your national origin. But those that are immigrants, gang stalking, you can prepare for deportation. All right, gang stalking immigrants shall be deported out of this country. It is currently 10:36 a.m. This is where the fake sun remains well into the afternoon. This is where an entity is, again, moments after I published evidence. This is impossible light activity that's now shooting straight in this manner. You see the engineered light that's not the product of sunlight. So in your mind, what's actually happening is you're understanding recognizing a demonic environment. This is engineered light, not sunlight. In the same way that that's not the sun that is at the same time over me in Los Angeles at Alvarado Gardens. And that's how you know what is wrong with Mike LORENZ. This is a mentally unstable, demon-possessed gang stalker, and he hires those, works with those who are of the same condition, and that's why the Ontario Police is committed to gang violence, not law enforcement. They're a bunch of domestic terrorists and violent sex offenders. They're obsessed with my genitalia, monitoring it 24 hours a day. And their mental instability is literally illustrated through the impossible light activity demonic, okay? And so is their behavior while they engage in the unheard of acts of terrorism in the United States, stalking American citizens, terrorizing them, harassing them, intimidating and threatening their lives. And they like to do so amongst American citizens who don't have a voice, who don't have a body of evidence establishing the fact that not only are they stalking, criminally surveilling, having no constitutional authority, there is no Fourth Amendment right to engage in gang stalking. And gang stalking is a demonic system of surveillance that the entity is engaging in with the people of the state. All right. It is currently 10:38 a.m. This is, again, what is the purpose of this? Because the Ontario Police, it's an afterthought. They're going to be disbanded. The entity is going to provide, again, the evidence speaking to every demon that's been documented gang stalking, not having any authority to waste city resources on stalking in helicopters, because that's what you're doing in the specific environment, and they're going to be prosecuted for it. They're going to produce the names of these demons who are stalking in helicopters, and those demons are going to federal prison. The Ontario Police Department is officially done with law enforcement. They shall be disbanded. They engaged in what is the acts of mentally ill, mentally unstable psychopaths who will repeat to their own demise and to the demise of the demons who are gang stalking with them. Remember, it's not just the demons at Woodside Senior Apartments using an aged third party to cross path on a cane. In engineered light under the fake sun, it is the same exact P.O.C. All right. You are understanding what is the malice of the entity. There is no respecter of persons. It doesn't matter what that third party looks like, what language they speak. And you saw this and witnessed it as I expounded upon that a lot at Alvarado Gardens, where the entity kept the fake sun. You saw it rising and setting at one apartment in Los Angeles, which is never going to have any sunlight as you compare. But this is not sunlight, even as you are clearly able to see that that's not the sun hovering over the roof, all right, of this apartment building, and it stays here. That's how I'm able to look right outside of these patio doors at 3:30 in the afternoon, and this fake sun is right there. That's not the sun. This is where plane and helicopter, that's aerial surveillance, serving gang stalking. The criminal conduct that is underway in the city of Ontario. The city of Ontario is a gang stalker, is a sex offender, and so are the sex offenders, the delusional psychopaths who are the Ontario Police. And this is, again, Mike LORENZ all the way down. They are done with law enforcement. That's nothing other than an act of bravado, very foolish conduct by mentally unstable demons. All right. That's the public safety concern, where the demon possessed have no business in law enforcement. It is currently 10:40 a.m. Just want you to see the impossible light activity that's shooting in all manner of directions. right? Manifesting out of nowhere, and appearing, and then also vacillating, appearing, moving, and remaining all day long, okay? That's the engineered light, where you are recognizing surveillance and all the ways in which activity is created. Demons that are gang stalking live in an apartment complex. They tend to engage in what is extraordinarily loud activity with regard to everything that you do as you do it, including on communication devices in violation of Title 18, Section 2261A, subsections 1 and 2. Demons who are delusional psychopaths, violent sex offenders, who are ashamed and fearful of the fact that you're exposing to the world that they're sex offenders and like to monitor your genitalia while stalking, flying above you, over you in helicopters like the Ontario Police and like Mike LORENZ is aware of and engages in as a corrupt and defiled law enforcement agency that is actually an exposed terrorist organization. They like to do the same exact thing with the criminal intent to obstruct justice because you're telling on them, because you're blowing the whistle, and you go to federal prison for that. All right, it's called malice and impunity, and it is not tolerated under federal law. It is currently 10:41 a.m. This is P.O.C. This is P.O.C.